Here's your KNDY updated weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 72. Winds out of the northeast around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected tonight. Lows dip down to about 49. Partly cloudy tomorrow. Chance for storms 77. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 50.
Kansas Mid-American Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. With election season around the corner, state legislators are also looking at some of their top priorities for the legislative session starting up in January for 2025. As we sat down with State Senator Mike Thompson from District Number 10, saying that some of those issues include ongoing tax cuts across the state, job growth, and even a focus on energy.
Oh, absolutely. And I think energy issues are big, too. We've got some of these big data centers that want to build in Kansas, but the problem is we don't have we are going the wrong direction with regard to our energy policies. We're replacing all of our base load with solar. A lot of solar is going in right now, or is being proposed, and a lot of wind. And so you're going to far more unreliable, more expensive, and inefficient electricity.
He goes on to say that he is concerned about the ongoing push for alternative energies in the state with the high costs and lack of efficiency. Kansas Mid-American Network News.
Fall into cash this September at Seven Clans First Council Resort and Casino. We're giving away $10,000 in cash each and every Saturday in September. Simply earn entries with your Seven Clans Players Club card, and 5 winners will walk away with $2,000 in cash. Seven Clans First Council Resort and Casino has more. Come have a drink in our brand new high limit bar. And oh yeah, enjoy all your favorite games at the home of life-changing jackpots. Just a short drive away on Highway 77 in Newkirk. Seven Clans, where the winners play.
Your home for all the latest in Kansas, regional, and national agricultural news is the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm your farm broadcaster, Sam Speck. Join me daily for the latest ag news, statewide weather, and hourly commodity market updates. Also join agriculture radio legend Larry Steckline both Tuesdays and Fridays for a deep dive into the world of agriculture with the Steckline Report. The Mid-America Ag Network has been a 7-state region trusted source for everything in the world of agriculture for nearly 50 years. So join us daily through our many great affiliates on the Mid-America Ag Network.
Kansas Tourism has announced that agricultural businesses around the state of Kansas could be receiving up to $100,000 in grants to be distributed to different businesses across the state to help promote agritourism. KSNT News reports that the first round of recipients will be receiving the Barn Adoption and Restoration Needs, known as the Barn Grant Program, that was created to help restore and revitalize old barns around the state of Kansas and further efforts to expand the agritourism across the state. In a statement from David Tolan, Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of Commerce, he says, quote, "The Barn Grant is vital to our efforts to foster and support innovation and sustainability in our agriculture communities. These funds not only will help preserve the rich agricultural traditions of Kansas, but also pave the way for new and creative agritourism ventures that will benefit local residents and visitors alike." In other news, an old Cold War missile silo in the state of Kansas has officially been up for auction as it's officially hit the market for a value of $749,000. Mid-American Network News.
As a business owner, you've worked hard to build your operation. Faced with constant challenges, we know how important it is when it comes to protecting the future of your company. Blue Valley Insurance offers a variety of plans to ensure you're properly covered, from shielding you against financial loss to protecting your employees. With one comprehensive policy, you know you'll have the coverage you need when you need it. Contact Blue Valley Insurance with offices in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, and Marysville.
Nebraska Mid-American Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. One Native American tribe in the state of Nebraska says it's looking to get money returned back to them after paying more than $65,000 a year to rent land that's already on their reservation. As a Panhandle News Channel Nebraska reports that the Sante Sioux Reservation has been paying $65,500 a year to rent what's known as school land that was set aside early on in the formation of the state of Nebraska to fund K-12 public schools. According to the reports, when Nebraska was founded back in 1867, the, quote, school land was set aside by Congress to help generate money for their public schools. 15 years before, the Sante Sioux Reservation was officially established. They say now, however, that most of that plot is managed by the Board of Educational Lands and Funds, a state entity that leases land to help fund public schools in the state. For the parcel that the Sante Sioux Reservation generates roughly $140,000 a year in rent in total, with half of that coming from the tribe itself.
Make this a September to remember at the Rusty at Ford Customer Appreciation Sale. Choose from over 400 new Ford vehicles and get $2,000 off any new Ford on the lot. Double that to $4,000 off any new Ford if you have purchased from Rusty at Ford in the past 5 years. We have memorable savings of 0% APR for 36 months. Or the 2023 Mach-E 0% APR for 72 months. Or 2023 Ford Escape Plug-in Hybrid 0% APR for 60 months. That's $2,000 off any new Ford on the lot and double that to $4,000 off if you have purchased from Rusty at Ford in the past 5 years. Repeat customers get $4,000 off any new Ford on the lot. Visit Rusty at Ford or rustyatford.com today. Escape 1667 per thousand financed. Mach-E 1389 per thousand financed. Offers can't be combined with accrued credit. Must finance with Ford Motor Credit. Does not include 2025 models.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. Marshall County Commissioners met last week with department heads. The county councilor reported U.S. representatives and senators have introduced legislation to oppose a 5-mile corridor proposed for future electric transmission line infrastructure. Marshall County Research and Extension stated Medicare open enrollment's underway. Arlene Wessel has taken a position with Extension through a community health grant through K-State to assist with connecting resources for people and will also be helping with the Medicare open enrollment. Extension had returned from the state fair. Marshall County youth performed very well with 108 local projects. Health Nurse reported they will be doing 38 vaccine outreach clinics in October. The annual drive-through flu clinic in Marysville will be October 2nd from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. at the Lakeview Sports Complex. The health department will be open on a Saturday, October 26th from 10 to 2 for all services, including National Drug Take-Back Day. The health department will also be offering flu shots at all polling locations on Election Day. Clerk of a district court advised they have a one-day trial coming up October 15th. The sheriff advised paperwork has been submitted for the second part of a technology upgrade for the jail. The courthouse and the jail are upgrading security cameras. Public Works advised they have 2 new employees and are busy hauling rock, blading roads, replacing tubes, cleaning ditches, and mowing roadsides. The fire alarm system in the courthouse will be replaced this fall. Washington County Commissioners heard from the Road and Bridge Supervisor regarding plans to apply again for a Kansas Department of Transportation grant for mill and overlay of the Palmer Blacktop. A previous application was rejected. It was suggested the county match be raised from 20 to 30% to increase chances for award. The blacktop north of Washington is complete, except for some shoulder work. Nemaha County Commissioners tabled approval of the 2025 budget, pending possible budget cuts, after several property owners raised concerns during public comment. A proposed $1.8 million increase would be $1.6 million above the revenue neutral rate, which would generate some $8.9 million in revenue, reflecting a $390,000 increase year over year. Gage County Supervisors unanimously approved a visitor improvement grant request for the Wealth Heritage and Cultural Center in Wymore, with the amount of $25,000 going toward a $175,000 fundraising goal for museum expansion. No one was present for comment at a public hearing last week on the 1- and 6-year highway improvement plan, which was approved as presented, with addition of the Pickerel East project, which was overlooked at submission. A resolution was approved for reinstatement of a special use permit for Pioneer Cemetery known as Pleasant Hill in Paddock Township. A resolution was passed setting the 24-25 budget after previous public hearings for the tax rate and proposed budget drew no public comments. Discussion was held regarding the countywide broadband initiative funded through the American Rescue Plan grants. Planning and Zoning will hold 3 public hearings at their meeting September 24th. Law enforcement and first responders will participate Monday afternoon in a mass casualty drill at Nemaha Central Elementary and Middle Schools in Seneca. Multiple emergency vehicles will be involved Monday from around 12:30 until 3:30. Classes are not in session in Seneca Monday. Your News on Your Time, a podcast of the morning and midday news blocks, are available Monday through Fridays on our website, KNDYradio.com, and our social media. Larry K. Wenzel, age 63, of Greenleaf, passed away Friday. Funeral arrangements pending with the Christy Anders Funeral Home in charge for Larry Wenzel. Joanne Russell, age 91, of Centralia, passed away Monday. Funeral service Tuesday, 11 a.m. at the Winifred Baptist Church. Interment in the Vermilion Cemetery. Visitation Monday, 8 until 7. Family will greet friends Monday from 5 until 7 at the Popkis Memorial Chapel in Seneca. In charge of arrangements for Joanne Russell. On the Marshall County Senior Citizens lunch menu today, fried chicken, baked beans, coleslaw, and peaches. Tomorrow, turkey tetrazzini, French bread, green beans, and apricots. KNDY News Time is 7:14.
Join United Bank and Trust for the homecoming tailgate party this Friday evening in the Marysville City Park. Bulldogs fans come together for a night of fun with free food, t-shirts, and entertainment beginning at 5. Join me, Max Blasky, as I visit with MHS head coach Tony Trimble for the KNDY Coaches Corner live at 5:20. The MHS cheerleaders cheer the team on to victory as the homecoming king and queen candidates are introduced. It's all free Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Marysville City Park, hosted by United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC.
Bulldog football homecoming is Friday from Marysville High School. Let's meet the candidates.
My name is Brock Comey. My parents are Chad and Jennifer Comey. I'm involved in FFA, FBLA, and FCCLA. Also football, wrestling, and baseball. After high school, my plans are to attend Manhattan Tech for HVAC. My favorite high school memory is Super CDE Day freshman year.
My name is Grace Winkler. My parents are Brian and Paula Winkler. I'm involved in tennis, basketball, and track, along with FBLA, Bio Club, M Club, NHS, FCCLA, and Yoga Whippy. After high school, my plans are to attend college, but my career is undecided. My favorite teacher is Wirt.
Best of luck, Bulldogs, and a salute from these red and black supporters.
The Marysville Advocate is here to keep you informed and entertained. Keeping you up to date each week with the current local news, sports, and features, there's no better way to keep up with what's happening. Not only on paper, read online as well at marysvilleonline.net. Your hometown newspaper since 1885.
My family and I are needing a place to stay in Marysville. Do you have any suggestions for a nice place?
I've heard that Heritage Inn Express is the best place in town. They have free breakfast and large rooms to accommodate the whole family. Plus, you can bring your pets with you.
Wow, really? I can bring my pets with me? I was hoping that I didn't have to leave them at home. Heritage Inn Express sounds like the perfect package for a whole family.
You can go see them at 1155 Pony Express Highway, Marysville, Kansas, or give them a call at 785-562-5588.
Here's a look at your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. As weak high pressure builds in from the west here for today, expecting gradually clearing skies with afternoon high temperatures very pleasant, reaching up into the lower part of the 70s. For tonight, we'll have some increasing cloud cover as an upper level trough looks to work in from the west, and the trough will bring a chance for some scattered showers and thunder showers into the day on Tuesday with mid-70s for high temperatures. But then high pressure builds back in both Wednesday and into your Thursday, bringing abundant sunshine and very comfortable temperatures and humidity values. Mid-70s for highs on Wednesday. Thursday still expecting mid-70s for high temperatures. And then a chance for some showers for Friday and into your upcoming weekend as a low pressure system works just off to our east. Friday expecting highs in the mid-70s, and we look to stay slightly above average in those mid-70s into your weekend. I'm meteorologist Michael Caro.
Average high temperature late September 79, record high on this date 95. The average low 54 and the record low 28. Sunrise this morning 7:16, sunset this evening 7:23. Wide-ranging amounts of precipitation Saturday, anywhere from just a few hundredths of an inch to well over an inch. We received about 40 hundredths of an inch Saturday evening here at the studios in Marysville. 50 degrees this hour. That's a check of the morning news and weather for this Monday, the 23rd of September. KNDY News Time, 7:18. I'm Bruce Dierking reporting.
Hello, I'm Sterling Clark with the Marysville High School Alumni Association, class of 2009. I'd like to invite everyone to join us at the first annual Bulldog Family Reunion on September 27th, starting at 8 p.m. At 9 p.m., a special live performance by the original KNDY Cowboy, Henry Borgeting, and starting at 9:30 p.m., KNDY Cowboy Tribute Band will be playing classic rock and country hits. Come and have some fun at the first annual Bulldog Family Reunion on September 27th at Venue 36.
4 start with 3 wins. Good morning, I'm Jay Reynolds. The Chiefs holding on for the win on Sunday Night Football. It's a 5-point victory in Atlanta over the Falcons. Patrick Mahomes, the 77th win of his career, and it's another one-score victory. Chiefs are 3-0. So are the Steelers, who shut down the Chargers offense, holding them to just 168 yards. Pittsburgh coach Mike Tomlin.
We better respond that way. There's a nakedness in this business at this level. There's nowhere to hide. When you got a challenge like that walking in your venue, you better fight. We're the number one rusher and rushing team coming into our building. And so let's be real clear. They got to fight. They don't have a choice.
Steelers have held their first 3 opponents to 10 points or fewer. Seattle also 3-0. They beat the Dolphins 24-3. Vikings roll over the Texans. They are 3-0. First 3-0 start since 2016. Although that year they won their first 5, finished 8-8 and missed the playoffs. Ravens get their first win. They do it on the road in Dallas, 28-25. Dak Prescott is calling out the Cowboys.
Us as players, we've got to be more professional and understand our jobs, understand where we're supposed to be, and do that time and time again and keep our focus.
Rams rally to beat the Niners by a field goal. Panthers get 3 touchdowns from Andy Dalton in their first win. They beat the Raiders. Lions by a touchdown over the Cardinals. Eagles win in New Orleans. Giants win in Cleveland for their first victory of the season. Packers beat the Titans. Will Levis, 2 more interceptions. Baseball, Shohei Ohtani hits number 53. Dodgers beat Colorado. Aaron Judge with number 55 in the Yankees' final game in Oakland. Astros lose to the Angels, but Houston can clinch the AL West tonight against Seattle. WNBA, Asia Wilson, unanimous MVP. Then Las Vegas wins its playoff opener against Seattle. Sun by 24 over the Fever. They hold Caitlin Clark to 11 points. Liberty topped the Dream by 14. Minnesota outlast Phoenix 102-95.
Shop Macy's VIP sales starting Thursday. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off the latest fall trends from designers that rarely go on sale. And save 15% off skincare, makeup, fragrances, and more. Plus, shop fall specials for even more great deals on top brands at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Pluto TV is a place for movie fans like me.
And TV fans like me.
They've got something for everyone, and it's free.
I love free, and I love Jersey Shore.
For me, it's The Godfather.
SpongeBob SquarePants, I am Patrick. Patrick is me.
Oh, Forrest Gump, come on.
Criminal Minds, solving crime after bedtime.
Whatever you love to watch, Pluto TV makes it easy with thousands of free movies and shows.
Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
For affordable housing, contact the Hanover Housing Authority in Hanover, Kansas. Proudly serving the Hanover community, Hanover Housing Authority offers 1- and 2-bedroom apartments for rent. The apartments are part of a property with a laundry facility, office, commons area, and maintenance shop. The apartments are clean, safe, and affordable and are located close to schools, businesses, and churches in the Hanover community. Hanover Housing Authority does not discriminate tenants. For more information, contact 785-337-2692.
From ABC News Wall Street now, Dow futures were higher overnight after last week's interest rate cut launched the industrials to a new record high. The Dow went into the weekend above 42,000, while the S&P and NASDAQ composites slipped on Friday. Thousands of white-collar workers at Boeing are starting rolling furloughs this morning. It's part of a money-saving move by the company, while over 30,000 of its machinists are on strike. Talks between Boeing and the union have stalled. Discount airline JetBlue is joining the likes of American, Delta, and United, opening its first airport lounges in late 2025. New York's JFK and Boston Logan will get the first lounges, offering free food and drinks to JetBlue frequent flyers. And your morning pick-me-up may pick your pocket a little more. Brazil's worst drought in more than 70 years is cutting into coffee bean production, pushing prices higher. Heat and drought in Vietnam, the world's number 2 coffee producer, are affecting crops there. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Good Monday morning. Sam's back with your latest agricultural news here on the Mid-America Ag Network. The U.S. House passed on a near-party line vote to disapprove EPA's controversial tailpipe emissions rule opposed by the biofuels industry and top farm groups. The House 2015-191 resolution vote is likely going nowhere in the Democratic-controlled Senate, but it sends a clear message ahead of the November election, just how much the two parties differ on the administration's push to electrify the motor vehicle fleet. Resolution author and Detroit area GOP Representative John James had this to mention.
This tailpipe emission standard is not just harmful, it's catastrophic. The automotive industry itself, if you actually listen, have told you that in order to get to 67% compliance of new vehicle sales, they cannot get there with the current technology or the current infrastructure or the current software without going to battery electric vehicles.
And needed to cut carbon emissions by almost 50%. Administration defenders dismissed GOP complaints. The EPA rule is an EV mandate. Energy panel ranking Democrat Frank Pallone had this.
Nobody's forcing anyone to buy an electric vehicle, and to claim that it's happening is just false. Expanding and diversifying our domestic vehicle manufacturing industry will increase consumer choice. The rule that the Republicans seek to repeal today is actually supported by the auto manufacturers as well as the auto unions.
But the ethanol industry and farm groups are suing EPA, and rural lawmakers complain that the rule will put producers out of business and harm rural communities. Georgia Republican Rick Allen had this to mention.
As I represent rural Georgia, and many of my constituents, EVs are impractical, considering the high cost, lack of charging infrastructure in rural communities, and overall time commitment to get that full charge. The American people do not need or want this administration mandating what car best suits their families' needs.
Sam's back on the Mid-America Ag Network.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Jacob Clout. With producers starting to pregnancy check their spring calving cow herds, K-State beef reproduction specialist Sandy Johnson explains why cows may be turning up open this fall. She shares a list of factors affecting a herd's pregnancy rate.
There's a number of reasons, and maybe the first couple things we think about is, did the bull get injured or somehow that bull fertility change? And maybe prior to that is, did we test that bull prior to turnout? And what animals are open? Are they young females? Are they obviously thin? What was their condition at calving? The body condition score at calving is largely going to determine how soon they start cycling. As we look at some of these young cows that aren't pregnant, I always want to know how long a breeding season were they exposed to the prior year? Because if you just look at the math, we will have a postpartum interval, a period between calving when they start cycling again. And if it's a young first calf heifer, it's going to be longer. And if she calved late in a long calving period, she may not get pregnant during your next breeding season.
She discusses ideal pregnancy rates.
Little bit of benchmarking. If we're in 88 to 93% pregnant on our cow herd, we're probably in a pretty good spot. You say you want 100% pregnancy rate, and theoretically you do, but you can't spend an inordinate amount of money to reach that 100%. And it's probably, if you fed every cow to some great level, it's harder and harder to get that next cow pregnant. And so you can't keep spending forever. There's a balance between what we spend on nutrition and the reproductive outcome.
With a cow's nutritional status directly tied to her reproductivity, Johnson says now is the time to prepare cattle for the later stages of gestation.
I think we often we get the calf wean and we kind of forget about these cows for a while because we're doing other things. But if you can get that cow so she's in good condition going into the winter and before this big jump in nutrient demand from that growing fetus is, she's just in a better position to handle any weather stress. Reproductive performance is going to be better. Fall is the time on a spring calving cow to correct nutrition. If she's lost some condition, okay, that's fine, but let's try to put a little bit back.
That was K-State beef reproduction specialist Sandy Johnson with information on potential causes of open cows, achievable breed-up rates, and the importance of nutrition's effect on reproduction. I'm Jacob Clout. This has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
Good morning, Dennis Henricks, Beatra 77 Livestock. It is a Monday. Well, I guess the rain wasn't as powerful as we thought, anywhere from 10 hundredths to inch 40. Well, if you lived in the right direction, I guess you might be the lucky one, but certainly feels good, and cooler temperatures certainly feel good also. Well, speaking of feeling good, the cattle market certainly higher again this week, 184 in the cash, 290 to 292. So that's a couple bucks in the right direction there in the last week of trade. Well, here today at 12 o'clock, we'll certainly get into the hay market. Got a nice run of small calves also here today. That'll get started at about 12:30. We will start with the bulls and the cows at 11 o'clock here this morning. At 12 noon in the hay department in the brome, there's a total of 40 small square bales, 40 small straw bales. In the prairie, there's groups of 90, 50, and 75, certainly in smaller increments. In the big round department, we have 201 bales. Round alfalfa, 20 and 20, first cut, 13 and a quarter to 13.44. Protein, 20.6, feed value, 152. Round alfalfa, 34, second cut, weigh 1809, protein, 22.5, feed value, 194. In the round alfalfa 34, fourth cut, they weigh 1537. In the round alfalfa triticale, there's 20 bales, they weigh 1228. Round prairie mixed clover, there's a total of 40. They weigh 1455 to 1471. In the round prairie, there's groups of 9 and 8. In the round brome, 8 and 8. In the cattle, especially in the calves and yearlings here today, there is 12 red Shar-Cross steer and heifers. They got a 10-day wean, a 30-day vac. They're going to weigh 2 to 400 out of Odo, Nebraska. Out of T-Town, 13 black and red steer and heifers coming off the cow, 3 to 500. There is 10 black, 3-week steer and heifers, 920 on the vac. They are the Vasasi cattle out of Hallam. Really nice calves, 450 to 500. 11 head of red bull and heifers, 30-day wean and vac, 4 to 500. That's the Robke cattle. Missouri cattle's 13 black steer and heifers coming off the cow, 450 to 550. King out of Bennett's got 12 black steer and heifers with the wean. They're going to weigh 4 to 550. Warner out of Crete's got 10 black steer and heifers. They're going to be the yearling types. They're going to weigh 800. Menke out of Crete's got yearlings, 21 black steer and heifer yearlings coming off grass, 7.5 to 900. Chris Harms out of Pickrell's got 12 black steer and heifers coming off the cow. They're going to weigh 550 to 700. And Bowden out of Sterling's got 11 black steer and heifers for the March wean and June vac. They're going to weigh 650 to 750. We'll get on those calves and yearlings there at 12:30 here today. We'll start up on the way ups at 11 with the hay at 12. And hey, certainly appreciate your business. If we can be involved in those farming operations and the calves coming to town, give us a call. Leisha, Rick, or Denny at 223-3571. Hey, in the auction coming up on Saturday, it's the Great Finds Carolyn Howard auction. That will be in Holmesville, Nebraska, the northeast corner. The 2023 Kubota utility tractor, it's a 3302 diesel engine with only 23.7 hours. The Land Pride shredder is brand new also, like the tractor, 3-point spring tooth Ford pickup ball hitch trailer. ATV, lawnmowers, antique and collectible furniture, grapevines, decor, and decorative items, folks. We are loaded with
7:32 from KNDY, and 50 degrees as fall officially arrived over the weekend, and it starts to feel like it with seasonal highs, middle 70s on tap today and tomorrow. 40 hundredths in our rain gauge Saturday, everything from 400ths to about an inch 40, so it depends where you were at. Again, we were settled in the 40 hundredths inch range here at Studios, north edge of Marysville.
There's no pill that prevents memory loss in old age, but there might be something just as effective. We will share one expert's surprising find on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmer-rancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Monday, September 23rd, the 267th day of the year. Bruce Springsteen celebrates his 75th birthday, and America's first baseball team, the Knickerbockers, were formed in New York on this day in 1845. The part of you that benefits most from physical exercise is not your muscles, lungs, or even your heart. Instead, says a Norwegian expert on aging, it is your brain. Physical activity, she says, helps regenerate healthy tissue in the portion of the brain where memory resides. Another expert says that if a pill could produce the same benefits, every senior would be clamoring for a prescription. If you're concerned about memory loss, 20 minutes per day of moderate exercise may be just the ounce of prevention you need. That is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more online at almanac.com.
Kansas Mid-America Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier. Well, it was a tough weekend for the Kansas State Wildcats after going into week number 4 undefeated, but that didn't last long after a big loss to BYU on Saturday night with the 9 o'clock evening game with a 38-9 loss. The loss does drop the Kansas State Wildcats down to the number 23 slot nationwide after sitting at number 13. The Wildcats did have a stronger night when it came to total yards throughout the game, putting 367 yards in the board compared to BYU's 241, having 17 touchdowns and running a total of 72 plays throughout the game. But it wasn't enough as the Cougars ended up putting 17 points in the second quarter on the board, keeping the Wildcats to only 2 field goals in the first half. Kansas State comes back home next week with an 11 o'clock kickoff against the number 20 Oklahoma State Cowboys. In Jayhawk football, it was a little bit closer, but the Jayhawks also fell to the West Virginia Mountaineers on Saturday with a 32-8 loss, putting their record at 1-3 for the regular season.
A wild Friday night of high school football, week 3 of the season, as Mother Nature delayed games with lightning and weather issues. Marysville knocks off Wamego as the Bulldogs go undefeated. Marysville 22, Wamego 20. Around the NCKL, 2-hour delay as Abilene beat Concordia 37-7. Riley County took Chapman 28-22. Clay Center fell to Lewisburg 23-15. Rock Creek over Bonner Springs 57-0. In our broadcast feature, Hanover stopped Washington County 52-0. Axtell remains undefeated, shutting out Chase County 46-0. Frankfort hammered Solomon 76-0. Blue Valley Randolph took Casey East Christian 30-6. Clifton Clyde over Lynn 46-0. Valley Heights trounced Donovan West 61-14. Centralia beat Onega 42-6. And it was Southern falling at Exeter Milligan Friends 60-28.
The 2-0 Marysville Bulldogs hosted the 2-0 Wamego Red Raiders, and we were in for a great one. Wamego struck first, taking the opening kickoff 81 yards for a return. That's Jackson Coops. Extra point was good by Brody Graber. 7-0, Wamego on top. Marysville responded with a Willow touchdown. Willow two-point conversion was no good. Wamego 7, Marysville 6. Wamego's next possession, they scored with a Logan Fulton pass to Drew Erickson. Touchdown and extra point were good, 14-6. That's how the first quarter ended. In the second quarter, Wamego struck. Logan Fulton touchdown run, 3-yard run. Extra point was blocked by Marysville. It was 20-6, Wamego on top, but not so fast. Still in the second quarter, with 49 seconds left to go, Will Otot hits Cameron Wetter with a 14-yard touchdown pass. The two-point conversion was good by Dakota Slupianic. We headed into halftime, 20-14, Wamego still on top. In the third quarter, time of possession was the name of the game. Marysville controlled the ball almost every single minute. And in the start of the fourth quarter, Will Otot gets a touchdown run and a two-point conversion with a quarterback sneak, and it was 22-20. Marysville defeats Wamego for the first time since 2019. Marysville on top of Wamego Red Raiders. For
Hanover Wildcats go undefeated in 3 starts, spoiling the Washington County Tigers homecoming Friday, a 52-0 decision at the half. Hanover scored their first possession, but missed their first 5 conversion attempts. Hunter Kike for 40-yard interception return was their second score. Raken Stahlbomber on a quarterback keeper shortly before the end of the first. He scored 3 touchdowns. Touchdown pass to Tanner Bruna led off the second quarter. Stahlbomber, Mine, Juneman in the end zone with scores, adding 2 late 2-point conversions. Hanover would force a turnover by the Tigers just before intermission, and that was enough to win 52-0 on the 45-point rule as Hanover goes 3-0. Washington County winless in 3 starts. Hanover will host Frankfort Friday. Game live on KNDY FM 95.5. Washington County travels to Lincoln.
KNDY,